Welcome back, everybody. How you doing? Um, yeah, so let's go into coding, I guess, where we left off. So this is what we're gonna do today. All right, so let's just start it without any delay. Let's do this. All right. User input, making Python interactive. We'll let users type their information into the program using the input function. This will make Python interactive. You can ask questions and Python will wait for a reply. All right, type this. So we're going to use the input function and we're putting it inside a variable. Why would we put that function inside a variable? So, I don't get it. So you take a function and so this is the function, right? The input function and put it inside a variable. So yeah, variable. Call the input function again, put it inside the age variable. This time the age variable, we're putting the function inside it. What is your age? Alright, so and next we have the print statements. Print. Print is also a function. And input is also a function. So the way it's used over here is that we have the string, and right after the string, we're going to use a comma, and then the variable, which is name. Let's do that. Hello? And the variable. Alright. Call the print function again. And so what I guess is maybe the variable, age, and then years old. Right? I am 8 years old. Yes. Just use the variable name. And do I have autosave? Alright. And now let's open up the terminal and start typing some commands. Currently I have Python 3.12.0 installed. Alright, and it's loading the terminal. Alright. So let's run this. Code.py. What is your name? Just randomly type Cheese, what is your age? Hello, Cheese, I am 5 years old. 500 years old. So what I understand from this is that when I run this function, right, we're automatically calling functions. These are functions, they're being called automatically as soon as this program runs. And based on the implementation order, it looks like the first function that ran was this: what is your name? And since that ran, it asked me the question. And then I wrote something and it stored that inside name over here. Okay, there seems to be something wrong. The window is not responding. So probably you shouldn't go full screen for now, I guess. I'm gonna have to pause the recording, I guess, because this does not seem to work, and a lot of stuff has opened up for no reason. Yep, nothing is clicking, so I'm gonna have to pause the video for a second. Alright, so hopefully it works. Alright, so this is it. So the input waits for the user to type something and returns it. Alright, the text in the parentheses is a question. User types their response, and that response is stored in the name or age. So this waits for the user to type something and returns it. Alright, so this is what is causing us to type something. Because it says here that it's going to wait for the user to type something and then it is going to return it. So I was thinking about how and why are we able to type in the terminal and where is the answer stored. So it turns out it is because of the input function, as it enables us to write something and then the function is going to return it. And what I think about this is that the returned answer is going to be stored inside the name variable. So that's pretty much it. I could be wrong at some point, so do tell me. Alright. User types their response and that is stored in the name or age variable. User to type something, so we type something and then it returns it. I don't know, where does it return it to? I gotta think about that. So, the question, we see it in the terminal, and then it waits for us to type something, and then we type it, and then that typed thing is returned. Well, where is it returned? I don't know. By default, input returns a string, even if you type numbers. So if I were to type a number, like I did in the second question, it returns a string, even if you type numbers. That explains why we got the answer. We could see the answer in the terminal, and that explains why it returns a string, otherwise we would not be able to see the answer. To convert it to a number, example age, we use integer. Alright. So this is our input, right? And since it says that by default it's going to return a string, even if you type numbers. So if I type 20 here, right? So if I run this, so I'm writing a number, and it actually did return a string, but which part of, not every part of this is a string, right? This is a string, this is a string, but isn't 20 a number? That's the question. To convert it to a number, we use integer. I understand this. So whatever, because it says that input returns a string, even if you type numbers, right? So whatever string that we're going to get is going to convert that into an integer, and then we're going to get the age. I mean, we could try this. Let's do that. We just have to, all right, just put integer outside of it like this. These are the opening brackets for the integer. It looks like integer is a function. Nope, it is not. Integer is a class. And since it's auto-saved, I don't need to save this. What is their name? It's not going back. I don't get it. I still don't get it because this is the same result. It says I'm 20 years old. It says I'm 20 years old. But what's the difference? I mean, even before using integer, right? This was the same result. This was a string, this was a string, and then we had age, which is an integer, right? I don't get it. I still don't get it. I guess we're gonna have to understand this. We're gonna have to hold on. Hold on for a second. Also, I want to see how long has it been? Oh, I don't understand. And this is that, for example, I have a print statement that says, what is your name? And I say, and it's not the names for the age, that's an integer. What is your age? And I say, I am 20 years old. This is going to be inside the inverted, inside the quotation. It's going to be inside the quotes, and 20 quotation. It's going to be over here. So over here, only two of them are strings, but isn't 20 an integer? And if I wrap it with int class, what difference does it make? Isn't it the same thing? Well, let's clear our doubts. It's a common point of confusion in starting out, but it's a great question. The short answer is, to you it's a number. To Python, it's just another character on the keyboard. Think of it like a difference between a picture of a sandwich and an actual sandwich. One you can look at, but only the other one can be eaten. The string trap. When you use input function, Python treats everything coming from the keyboard as text data. If you type 20, Python doesn't see the mathematical value of 20. It sees the character 2 followed by the character 0. Oh. So whatever stuff I'm typing from the keyboard, I get it now, I get it. So whatever I'm going to type over here, that's going to be sent to the Python function program, whatever, as a text data. It's a string. It's still a string, so it's not integer. Category. Math capability. If you want to do anything math-like with that age, alright, so like checking if they're over 18 or adding 5 years to it. Python will throw an error if you keep it as a string. If you try to wrap the whole sentence in integer, Python will actually crash. The integer function, dude, integer is a class. Look at this. It's a class, it's not a function. Wow. It only works if the string contains only digits. Only digits, huh? But this one has both a string and if you want to extract just a number from a sentence, you usually have to ask the user to only type the number or use some advanced code to find the number in the text. That is not what I meant. I just wanted to ask what it means by this. That is not my question, dude. Even if you type the digits 2 and 0, Python receives them as a string. Alright, that is what I wanted to understand. So whatever you type from the keyboard, it's going to be entered as a text compared to how you see it. What input? So what do you type 20? Input returns this, alright? A string. Okay, it's returning a string, 20 as a string. But if I type 20 and there is an integer wrapped around it, that is going to be written. Okay, I get it. I totally get it now. If you don't use integer, you're stuck with a piece of text that just happens to look like a number. I get it. So, what happens if you skip integer? You type 20, alright. This is going to be actually an error. No? Since this is not being converted into a number, age times 2, I don't know, maybe something is going to happen, probably, because age is a string. Python thinks you want to repeat the text twice. Yes, age is a text. 2 times age. This is repeated text twice. So this means that age is going to be showed twice instead of multiplying 2 with it. And using integer age as a signal to Python, stop treating this like a text and start treating it like a mathematical value. I get it. I get it. So, age text would be shown twice, right? Exactly, you nailed it, because Python thinks it's dealing with text as string. It uses a multiplication sign as a repeater instead of a mathematical multiplier. To Python, it is no different than if you did high multiplied by 2, which gives you high, high. Alright, I get it. Totally get it. So, I'll probably have to convert this into an integer, which I did. So yeah, this is it. It works. Also, am I missing something? What is your age? It already shows that. Alright, so we got this. Yeah, create a program to ask for the user's favorite color. Let's do that. Let's ask the user for the favorite color. So in order to do that, let's save that inside color, or let's just go step by step. Call the input function, ask the user, what is your favorite color? And this function is going to wait for the user to answer, and then it's going to return the response as a string, and then we're going to store that response inside this variable. And then we're going to call the print function. You see that print is a function. And then we're going to, okay, your favorite color is comma color, and that's it. And after that, what do we have to do? Please don't hang up. Ask for their birth year. Birth underscore year. Let's just go step by step again. Alright, call the input function. Alright, and what is your birth year? Call the input function, and now we're going to call the print function. Okay, I had to store this inside a variable. Print function, alright. Call the print function. Okay. Your birth year is birth year. Alright, nice. Age 2026 minus birth year. Though there are just some calculations, and we can simply just do something else. Look. So for example, whatever birth year the user types, birth year added means we're going to add something to the birth year. That's it. It's really simple. Keep it simple, right, for now. What we're going to do is whatever the user types in birth year, let's just keep it simple for now. We're going to add 5 to it, 5. And then we're going to print the result. We're going to call the print function, and we're going to print this is the added birth year. And over here we're going to type birth year added. And that's going to show us that it added 5 to the birth year, right? But this is going to multiply the text, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is whatever input the function receives, it's going to return that. But before it returns that, we want it to convert it into an integer. Why? So that we can add 5 to it. Right? So if I run this now, yeah, that's going to take some time. So let's just do it over here. Python code.py. Alright, favorite color, green. Okay, your favorite color is green, so these two statements just ran. What is your birth year? Alright, so for example, if I just write 2035, right? So 2035 plus 5 is equal to 2040. Look. This is the added birth year, 2040. So what it did is, so 2035 plus 5 is equal to 2040. It added 5 to 35. You get it, right? It's just plus 5. And it worked because of the integer class. This is not a function, this is a class. Integer is a class. And we're wrapping it around this function. Input is a function. So you get the idea. It simply added 5 to 2035, and 2035 plus 5 is equal to 2040. It's that simple. So I hope you get it. So we've done the task. What is this? A mini calculator? Alright. Conditionals, huh? So yeah, this is it. And if you want to do this is a mini task where you create a simple calculator. So yeah, this is it. Let me just comment it out. Or no need. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a lot. Have a very nice day. Have a very nice day, everybody. Good luck. Good luck.